That is not our intro.
We are going live.
That is not our
Felt
intro.
like that's not our intro. But I felt like in that moment, that's what I was feeling. So I wanted to share it with the both of you.
I'm happy you're so happy.
60s,
Okay.
60s vibe?
50s kind of vibe. Whatever. We'll work on it. But we're going live. And it's going to be a tough one today.
Yeah, that's what they say. Look at you finding joy.
Lots to discuss. So, are we recording?
Yeah.
It's like, yep, I did my job. How about you? Go ahead and do yours.
Oh my goodness.
We're talking all things racism today, and it's going to be a tough one. How you feeling, B?
I'm alright. I'm here.
I'm feeling conflicted.
Black Lives Matter.
Black lives do matter.
And we're gonna talk about what that means,
Yeah. Let's just get into it.
I got that dish. Got that. I got that dish. Dish. I got that dish. I got that dish.
Hey y'all, it's Onika.
And it's your girl B.
And you are dishing with Dainty Dish. How you doing today, B?
I'm here, scratching and surviving.
Good time.
You know me, every time.
Hanging in a tron line.
Good times.
Good times.
Perfect intro for today.
Yeah.
Black culture.
We're repping the black culture today.
Every which way we can.
We don't rep it every time, but I think a big part of that is just, I think, being in this country.
Elaborate, please. Elaborate.
I feel like I've always said this because today's topic, as we said, is racism. We all know what's going on in the world right now. The George Floyd incident.
The incident right here in Toronto.
The Regis. Hold on, I have her name written down.
Her full name.
Yeah, because I was going to mess it up.
Say their names.
Regis Korshinsky Paquette. She was a 29-year-old female who came to a sudden end after falling or whatever over her balcony.
Allegedly,
the SIU, which is the Special Investigation Unit, the watchdogs of the police, apparently are investigating this situation as we speak. I mean, so many scenarios like with that come into my head.
Mm-hmm. Breonna Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Yes.
From a couple of months before.
Exactly.
Yeah. DeAndre Campbell in April of this year. He was tasered. This is a guy from Brampton. He had mental health issues, as did Regis.
Mm-hmm.
She suffered from seizures, I believe, and would often, have certain issues where the police would be called. Mm-hmm. And the usual script is when the police are called, speaking as a person who has had this happen to her, when the police are called, they're supposed to also deploy a what are they called? Like almost a special unit, a mental health unit to go.
I've seen them. I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Crisis intervention.
Yes.
Unit.
Yes.
Crisis intervention unit. So they're supposed to have them come along and have a mental health nurse, maybe a social worker, something of that nature, to talk a person down if they're in a violent situation, or to at least be there for that person in some capacity or another related to mental health, because they're the professionals. Mm-hmm. But police often go into these situations where apparently they're saying with Regis, there was a weapon involved and there was an assault involved. Mm-hmm. They get there, the mother and the brother are like, she needs help.
Yeah.
She just needs help.
You didn't need authorities. Like, she needs...
Like, it boggles my mind how she went from her parents saying, just take her to CAMH, to she's now dead. And I can't say whether, Because this one's a weird one for me because it's happening during a very hot climate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she happens to be black. You know, it happens to be happening during the George Floyd, I would even call it like just movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so every little
it's happening
thing,
at a time when just police are under a lot of scrutiny in every which direction. And
And the thing is, a certain story did come out that I know now the mother had refuted, saying that she knew for a fact that the police had allegedly pushed her off the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue still stands. If they were doing their job properly, she should still be here today.
Exactly.
Regardless of...
Mm-hmm. She shouldn't have been pushed
And
into a
They
corner.
should have grabbed her or
There
done
just should have
something.
been a better protocol. There just... Something
All around.
didn't go the way it should have.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have...
Now we're
Like,
here.
I have a balcony, you know, and it's the standard, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and it has
Balcony
mesh.
has mesh. And on top of that, the railing goes up almost to my armpit. So I'd have to physically force myself. I can't just topple over my balcony,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, and
that's the way balconies are built.
standard.
It's pretty standard.
Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty, so it's very questionable.
There's just a lot
The
of,
circumstances, just a lot around this this death.
and the answers are not being given,
Yeah, we still don't know.
Which
all the
is-
information, which makes it...
which
No.
is in every situation that seems to be an African American individual. Can we say that?
Very true.
Yeah, we
We
never
all-
get the answers to
that
our
we need.
questions, and we
And the
end up in the
justice,
24-hour news cycle, and then that's it.
like, and you know, we don't want to pull the race card, but we're pulling it. It's out there right now. Like, that's because if Sarah went missing or went over the balcony, her family would have answers.
Yeah.
If not in the first 48, within the first month or 3. So
Yeah, it's
it's sad to say, but it's life. For someone that watches a lot of murder mysteries,
oh gosh, here we go with the murder mystery.
like, no, I'm just saying, like, Sarah's stuff gets resolved.
Every time,
Lakeisha,
little Lakeisha.
it's unknown to this date. Why? Because we're afraid to talk to police. We're afraid to say something. And why is that?
That's the culture that they've created for our community. You know, that is the culture they've created. You know, right before we were, I'm just gonna put, you know, just hold off on Regis for a second, and let's talk about the George Floyd incident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, almost 9 minutes. It was 8 minutes something seconds. I can't recall the
9 minutes.
Yeah, we'll
but it was 9 minutes.
We'll say
but
9
it was 9 minutes. With his
Air supply.
his air supply just completely just gone,
Cut off.
being cut off by this is David Chauvin.
I don't care to even...
Yeah, I don't even. No, it doesn't matter what his name
It
is.
doesn't matter what his name is, really.
Listen, we say the victims' names over here. We don't say the. Sorry.
Exactly. Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay.
Like, listen, don't even say his name. I'm like,
Don't say
okay,
his name.
Cool.
No.
Cool. Yeah, but
9 minutes.
it's just
With what, 4 other police standing
Three
by?
other police.
Three other officers that.
three of the officers. That should
Thank
be
the Lord
charged.
that got charged with him. Finally.
Yeah.
They were charged.
Yes, all 4 of them are charged.
That's great.
2nd-degree murder for the one that put his knee on George Floyd's neck, and accessories for the other 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, listen, justice doesn't stop there, though.
No.
We need convictions.
Yeah, that's
Charges are just the
charges.
beginning.
Is charges.
Convictions
Like,
are the results. So,
and if they don't convict in this climate,
Cool.
like, who?
I'm pretty sure they
looting
stepped.
at Target's gonna be bad.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure it was
oh my gosh.
there was the attorney general or whoever that stepped down or gave the case to somebody else, because Like I
No, I
can't
did
remember
see
here.
that.
Yeah,
They did
something
step
about that. Like
down.
they gave it to somebody else, and that's why the other charges came into play because he was gonna get third degree accidental death.
Yeah.
You accidentally kneeled on someone's neck for 9 minutes. That was not flying.
Yeah, they couldn't.
That could not have flown.
No,
No.
not at all. It's just, and right before we got on the air, we were watching this Candace.
Oh my gosh, Candace Owens. I don't even want to
Candace
say her name.
Owens.
She should get no playtime, no
I'm
airtime.
giving her, you know why I'm giving her airtime? Because we need to highlight the ignorance that's in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are people, not everyone's going to be for the movement. Not everyone's going to be for the cause. As black people, it's not your responsibility necessarily to say, yeah, I'm for this
We're not
movement.
shaming people,
We're
by the
not-
way, because that's a
yeah.
lot. That's happening a lot on social media and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not trying to shame anyone, but just as a response to some of the things that she was saying, like,
so you have to explain the video for people that haven't
Oh.
seen. We'll probably put the link. We'll put the link.
you explain it.
We'll explain it a little bit and we'll put the link. So basically, she was saying that she wasn't for George Floyd and the movement and what people are trying to proclaim him to be, and that he's just basically a criminal. And she was going on 18 minutes, which we could not watch the whole thing because it's just ignorance, and we don't support ignorance as bliss here. So,
No.
yeah, just basically.
There's a lot of nitpicking to make him look like this person, to paint him in a certain light,
villainizing him.
villainizing him. When in fact, how does any of that matter?
It doesn't matter to the
How
fact
does any of
that.
that matter that he was murdered?
He was murdered in broad daylight.
Yep.
By police officers who did not care.
And personally, people are trying to say that, like, and even in the video, she was trying to say he was on drugs and this and that, fentanyl or something like that, and things of that nature, methamphetamines. But
How does any of that justify?
it doesn't justify anything. Life's stressful. We can't judge people for their life's choices.
Yeah,
he
was a drug user, and he could have had a problem,
and
that could have been solved had he lived.
And personally, if you're handcuffed, in my mind, and this could just be common sense, people could agree or not agree, but when you're handcuffed, I've never been handcuffed, but I believe that when you're handcuffed and you're on your belly, that's one of the hardest positions to get up on.
I've been handcuffed on my belly.
It's one of the hardest things, so they can't say he could have got away. It's one of the hardest things to get up from. If your hands are even just tied behind your back, like, no.
Like, I've been handcuffed on my belly with a knee in my back.
Were you going anywhere?
I was not going nowhere.
Okay, so
I don't know what that was all about. That was one of the mental health situations.
nice.
Like, whew, it was rough though. It was rough.
That was the basic synopsis of the 18-minute video. She probably went into more deep and ignorant things to say, but I couldn't hear and we didn't want to listen. So that was that. But
like, to her, I say.
take it away, because you don't want the words to come out of my mouth. So
No.
to her, you say,
Oh, go fuck yourself.
That's it. That's all it needs to be said.
woo!
Yeah.
Like,
You are absolutely wrong in everything you said and every move you made.
there will come a
Every
time
breath
in
you
your
took.
life that you will have to deal with police on your own.
because you're a pretty black girl with straight hair, kind of flipped, up to the top there. I used to rock that style myself, girl. Don't worry about it. I know all about that, like,
Lifestyle.
60s, that 50s, 60s glory look where you think you're white, but then some shit goes down and you realize
That water touches
I'm
your scalp and your
hella
roots.
black. Like, I'm hella black, and they don't care about you.
Yeah.
Like, you could be the spokesperson for whatever movement you think is the right movement for you to be the spokesperson of, but they don't care about you.
They're just gonna use you as a token.
As a token.
You're a token. You're
I've been
entertainment.
You're exactly.
Blackface was entertainment, if y'all didn't know. Entertainment. Then that's what you are as your token black person. Like, do a little dance, make me laugh.
I don't know if they're trying to get you into college or, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're gaining out of, going against your own people, but it's not cool.
It's not.
It's not cool. There's something I really wanted to talk about, actually. These Toronto protests.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. These Toronto protests, I'm not sure are going to make any iota of a difference when it comes to affecting change.
We were saying the organization's not there. Like,
they're not organized,
there needs to be more clarity.
A little bit
you're
more
standing
clarity.
for.
It's like everyone jumps on the bandwagon and every issue has a platform now, and
don't make this a trend. This is not a trend.
Yeah, this is supposed to be something that is in support of Black people and the things that Black people go through. So it shouldn't be about every community under the sky and all of your issues.
Let's focus in on what we're dealing with and
specifically.
have it be, have a planned result from it. We have to know what we want from this, what we're trying to push. Otherwise, it just gets lost in clutter.
Get lost. It's just gonna get lost in the shuffle.
In
almost.
Translation, as they would say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not a protester.
I'm not a protester either, and I was kind of. Very
I was thinking.
strong.
I reached out to Al. I was feeling very like, oh, we're not gonna take it. I was feeling very like, like in that moment. So I'm like, Al, let's go to the one on Saturday. But the one on Saturday wasn't a real one, right?
And got canceled.
And thank God it wasn't.
That would have probably turned into a riot if people came.
That would have been probably a riot in the streets.
Yeah, so.
Like,
I just think that there's other ways, to protest and do things. Like, take away the man's you want to get clothing, sweaters, clothes, find a Black boutique, find a Black store that sells that. Like, Instagram is worldwide. There's people you could find. And that's another movement that I've been seeing on Instagram a lot, like support Black owned businesses, and people are just tagging and hashtagging people. So, just hit them where it hurts. The economy.
The economy. Yeah.
The Black dollar is very powerful.
It's very powerful. They burnt down Black Wall Street, people.
Yeah.
We gotta find the year for that, but they burned down Black Wall Street. They realized we were making money and we were getting out of from under their thumb, and they burnt it down to the ground. They can't it is a powerful thing. The almighty Black dollar is a powerful thing.
Oh my gosh, it's just Black people are powerful in general, and that's what they're afraid of. Like, I remember Mom once said to me, like, you're like a sleeping giant, and you poke at it long enough, you're gonna wake the beast, you're gonna wake the giant. And they've been poking at us and poking at us and poking at us.
Police brutality didn't just pop up this year.
It didn't just pop up because social media became a thing.
No, this has been happening.
This has been happening
years.
since
1619.
From slavery. From slavery.
1619. Okay, probably even before that. That's just the documented.
From slavery days, this has been happening.
Have you looked up
the
slave
whippings? Council? Like,
have you looked up the lynchings? I was so disturbed to see some of them pictures fly up for Black.
I said this to our cousin Kim the other day. This is our Emmett Till moment. This is our Emmett Till moment, and we all know who Emmett Till is. Everybody knows that story. If you don't look it up, you should.
And look
Shame
how long
on you
it
if you
took
don't.
that woman. It took her to her deathbed to admit she lied.
She lied.
We knew she lied.
I knew she lied.
But it took her.
I knew she was lying.
Until her deathbed to admit she lied, which is only a couple of years ago. Like within the last 10, maybe 15 years.
But this is our Emmett Till moment. And we're either going to sink as a people or we're going to swim. And I just want to touch on protests just one more time. One of the things I didn't like that I kept seeing in the images of the protests that I kept seeing, I know Black people went. I'm not saying they didn't. But there was a majority whites at these protests.
And we hope Your presence was genuine. That's
And
all we're
we
saying.
hope we hope it wasn't you just jumping on the next bandwagon of injustice and calling it your own movement. We hope that's not what it was about. It was about support, genuine support for Black people. And I'm sure for a lot of you that's what it was, and for some of you that might not have been what it was. And, you know, in as much as it was a nice thought when I was saying to Elliot, let's go to a march, I realize I'm the person the cops are targeting. Elliot's a young Black man walking the streets. And if shit was gonna pop off, like,
Who are they coming for?
who are they coming for?
Yeah.
They're not coming for, you know, Whitey Whiterson. Like, they're coming for Blackie Blackerson. Like, they're not coming for you. They're coming for me. And I have a lot of white people in my life that have said to me, I just want you to know, Nika, I believe in this Black Lives Matter movement. You know, I just wanted to get your temperature, see how you're doing with it. I had the whole trigeminal neuralgia thing going on for the last 2 weeks, so I had my head buried so deep in the sand until like this past weekend to see what was going on, because I've got a nerve condition in my face, and I was in a hella amount of pain for the last couple of weeks. So, anyways, point being, I educated myself, and I thought to myself, you know, with these people coming forth and saying to me, you know, we're on your side, you know, as white people, we are on your side. This is a travesty. This should not be happening. So, okay, cool. You're on my side. What else are you doing?
Like, what are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? What else are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to get policy change? Are you gonna take it all the way to Parliament Hill? Like,
Let's
what
not
are you
even
willing
go
to
so
do?
far and so deep. Are you gonna correct your family members and your friends
Calling
when
your
they,
family, your
you know,
friends,
when they speak ill on a matter that you're saying you believe so strongly in? You know, like, it starts at home. Are you gonna correct your kids if they say the wrong thing? It starts at home.
It's
so
deeper than just resharing
yeah,
some posts
yeah,
on social media.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
And then, oh, now my conscience is cleared. I did my part.
I'm absolved.
Exactly. There's so much more. There's work that you can really be doing in the real world, in your real life. And that shows who the real allies are, the people that are doing that behind closed doors. They don't need to project it on everyone. You know?
You know what I realized we didn't do yet today? Newsflash. Do you have any news flashes? I got a couple. You know I'm always on the gram.
You do the new. You lead the
So
pack
one
today.
that okay, so I'll lead the pack today. So one that really made me laugh, ha 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 ha, was I don't know if any of you guys know this person, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, the wrestler.
The wrestler, yeah.
So he's trending with Black Lives Matter right now on Twitter because he stood up for us and went against his racist fans. So I'll read you the comment that was said by a girl. I'm pretty sure it was on Twitter or it was on Facebook. I won't even dignify her by saying her name. But she said, "For us, it wasn't a sign of hatred or hate or ignorance. It's a sign of Southern pride." So I'm assuming she's talking about the Confederate flag. So it's a sign of Southern pride, pride who we are and where you come from the people who come from the people you know stood for heritage, lineage, family, and pride. Never stood for hate, ever. So his response to this female was, "That's nice and all, but if I recall, it doesn't matter what it means to you, because to African Americans everywhere, it's a symbol of oppression, hatred, and inequality. So your little heritage and not hate story doesn't mean shit, because your stupid little heritage was built on backs of slaves, and identifying with that kind of sort of identifying with that kind of sort of definitely makes you trash in Texas, rattlesnake eyes." you can continue to spew your bullshit. Just know that none of us care about your dumb racist your dumb racist some bitch. That's the bottom line. His line when in WWE, for people that know him, is that's the bottom line. After he says whatever he says, he's like, and that's the bottom line. So he let her know. He let her have it, that it doesn't mean anything. If it's your heritage, we have bigger heritages that were built. They were built on our backs. So that was a good story that I seen. Also, for our listeners, June 14th is unfortunately the Orange's birthday. The Orange being Trump's birthday. And I've seen on social media that instead we are posting pictures of Obama all day long.
Okay.
To get him upset. So I think that's a great news story, guys. Obama all day long, June 14th. Be black and proud. Be black and proud.
Even if you're not black, be black and proud.
Exactly. He was the best. Who could deny that? And nobody could deny that. And whoever wants to deny that, that's their business. But we won't here. I don't see anything else. Anything else for you though? Any other news flashes?
No, but I do have a couple of facts.
Facts are news flash. Go ahead.
Yeah. The Ontario Human Rights Commission had a report in 2018, Toronto-based, which showed that 8.8% of Torontonians are black. But black people, 8.8% of Torontonians are black.
Seems so little, but okay.
Seems very little. I wouldn't even think so. Real estate is high in Toronto. Like, shoot. So black people overrepresent in use of force cases, 28.8%. Shootings, 36%. Deadly encounters, 61.5%.
What?
And fatal shootings, 70%. We're only representing 8.8 of the population.
See those numbers and not see the issue at hand? Like 8%, and then that's taking up 71% of what was that violent?
Fatal shootings is 70%.
That doesn't make sense. Whereas it's insane.
I'm still a little dumbfounded, to be honest.
That's insane.
And black people, according to this same report, black people are 20 times more likely to be killed by police than their white counterparts.
That's not hard to believe, but that number is just disgusting.
Like, as I see what's going on in the world, because I don't know if it's a planned attack on black people, because it's been going on so long that you almost feel like it's just a natural way of life, especially in the States.
We're numb to it.
We're numb to it, exactly. So is it like a concerted effort to annihilate black people, that maybe the COVID virus was the thing that we were supposed to look at while all of this now is going on? And no one's looking at COVID anymore, but maybe they still want us to be looking at COVID while, it's called wagging the dog in politics. They want you to look over their left shoulder while shit's going on the right side. Mm-hmm. Right? So is this a concerted effort to annihilate black people, or am I...
And it was a little concerning when I seen, like, even they released some numbers about the percentage of African Americans dying from COVID. Like, when it was, like, hot, it was... I'm not too sure the percentage. We'd have to look it up, but it was disproportionate compared to all the other races, though.
Yeah.
Like...
The African American community was hardest hit by the pandemic and had the least amount of access to testing, to resources, to combat COVID-19. So, I mean, these things connect in certain ways. That's systematic racism.
Yep. I was about to say systemic racism. It's it trickles down all the way from that one thing. All our lacks are other people's gains at this point. Like when the black community suffers, everybody else is okay. Like maybe not everybody, but a better portion than the black community is okay.
Yeah.
I heard something on CNN. They said 11 and a half black families make up one white family's wealth in America.
Yeah,
That is disgusting.
That's disgusting.
That's ridiculous.
That is disgusting. I heard another one. They said the average African American family has, at the end of the month, $5.64 in their bank account. When when a white family has at least $2,000 when the end of the month comes. If it's not racism, tell me what it is. And don't be ignorant and say it's because we were provided the same opportunities as everybody else, and it's what we did with it. Don't give me that bullshit.
Yeah, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't be having these issues.
Yep.
Know, so.
I don't know. I feel like one of my biggest problems with racial issues, racism, etc., is I had found a way at a very young age to assimilate myself almost to the white culture. You know, Bianca's way, like, I guess, blacker than me, if you will. Like,
I didn't.
She didn't conform. She didn't
conform.
assimilate.
Yeah.
I assimilated
I stayed black and stayed proud.
Yeah, I assimilated to the white culture pretty quickly, and I was always the token black girl, and I loved it. You know, I loved the perks that came with being the token.
So you loved it? Like, I was about to say, like, how did that make you feel? Like, how does that make you feel now
But
in this climate?
In this climate, like, it would make me feel, honestly, like, as I said, I enjoyed the perks of being the token, but when the white people would turn against you, they would turn. They would turn. And I had that happen. I had that happen a few times where things were going great, and then I made one simple or misstep, and it was just like a witch hunt. And, you know, so it doesn't, like, being the token isn't always, I guess, what it's cracked up to be. I feel like. And the fact that I've had to suppress my blackness for so long, because the alternative is, if I drive getting stopped in a car and being harassed because I'm a black girl, or, you know, if I hand in a resume somewhere, you know, without following up, I'm Onika Dainty. Like, that's a pretty, like, the last name's Anglo-Saxon. That's my slave master's last name.
I know. That was my slave master's name. I got the better end of the deal. Like, I'm Bianca. Yeah, they think I'm Italian. Like, yeah, like, my name's Italian. They think I'm Italian. I gave you your
name so you could get a job. Because Onika.
Stop. Your middle name's Latoya.
Onika Latoya Dainty sounds like a stripper's name.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Oh. I don't mind the Onika so much as the Latoya part of it. But yeah, like, I just feel like, I don't know, I've assimilated myself into this culture to protect myself from what this culture is capable of.
Mom and Dad always said, you gotta be twice as good as
you gotta be twice as good, 3 times as good as the white man to survive. And what I've done is I've infiltrated, and I know how to get out of a ticket. I know how to deal with people who look at me like I shouldn't be in their stores. I know how to,
in the room
at all. I've made a space for myself, which not a lot of black people are capable of doing, is forcing themselves into a space where it's like, you have to acknowledge me as a black woman. Like, you have to acknowledge who I am and what I stand for. And there's also, obviously, with me, the mental health component. Sorry, that was my water. There's also the mental health component. I'm what they'd call a crazy black woman. So, you know,
and we
I've
have a
had to-
movie off of that, you know, Diary of a Crazy Black Woman.
Mad black woman.
So,
yeah. So I've had to figure out that space for myself, and everywhere I go, and I'm like a bulldog. I'm like, I bulldoze my way in, and I'm like, here I am, and here's what you're dealing with now. You know, but like I said, not everyone's capable of doing that. Like I've got a lot of like
life experience and education and different things that have led me to the conclusion that I don't necessarily want to assimilate anymore. I want to more be authentic, like more my authentic self. Yeah. Because if this movement has taught me anything, Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter has taught me anything, and when you're in a room, you gotta make your presence known.
It's that the only way to really incite change is to show. And when you're that only black face in the room, make it known. Listen, I'm black. Right. I'm straight up. I'm black.
I'm black and I'm proud.
I'm proud. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah. So, you know, that's the only way to make your don't shrink into yourself and assimilate and conform to what the white people want. You know, and this is nothing against white people. My best friend is white. Like, she loves me. I know she's all about Black Lives Matter. She's all about Black Lives everything. You know, she's a different kind of white girl as far as I'm concerned.
It's just
my grandma Judy is white. It's just like, it's just to say, white people, fix up.
It's not all of you, but
a lot of you?
No, it's not even a lot of you. You know someone, and you could be correcting them.
Yeah, you could be.
Don't make yourself small and be like, oh, it's not my place. No, it is your place.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna be an advocate and you're gonna really be for this movement, it is your place, and you're right to let people know it's not right and change up. And if you want to take it to the extreme, either fix up or you can't be in my life. I've been seeing a couple of those people.
Yeah.
My auntie, someone said my auntie died. No. I lost my aunt. She didn't die. She's just racist. And someone's like, your auntie didn't die to you. No, someone's like, your auntie, you didn't lose your auntie. Your auntie lost you.
Your auntie lost you.
That's how special you are. If you can see your flaws, your auntie lost you.
I'm feeling at this point, after this talk, I can't say I'm feeling hopeful. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. I feel like, just like the Me Too movement, just like the coolest monkey in the jungle, just like many episodes of the past that we've had on this show, this is going to be something that's going to be in the 24-hour news cycle, and it's going to fade away.
And we can't let it,
there's going to be more and more videos. I'm just telling you what I think.
How you feel.
I feel. You know, there's going to be more and more videos that'll pop up and then it'll come out. And it's going to be like a pressure cooker. It's going to be like a pressure cooker. And at some point, no, but something's going to happen to let out the steam, right? Some concession will be made. Some platitude will be given.
They've been trying. They gave us the officers. They gave us the other two officers just now with the riots who threw down the old man. Like, they're trying to give us little tits and tats, you know. Yeah,
they're giving us something to shut us up for the time being.
But it's not
because, like you said, charges are just charges. It's if you get criminally, it's the conviction that's important. Yeah. So if those 4 or 5 people that did these bad things aren't convicted, it's going to be, again, riots in the streets. So they're just coming up with temporary solutions for long-term problems. Yeah.
They're putting Band-Aids on
racism is a systemic, long-term problem. Like, it's not going away overnight. It's not going away with the police. It's not going away with any of that stuff. Like, it is a systemic problem that we all have to do something in our powers, each and every one of us as individuals, whether we are black, white, Latino, indigenous, gay, straight, bisexual. Well, it doesn't matter who you are. We need to fix each other and help each other one group and one person at a time. Like, and right now the black people and the black population is asking for your help. For your help to help
make
people
change.
To make change. Exactly.
Lasting, permanent changes.
Lasting and permanent, thank you, change. For the people, the policymakers, the people that are in charge, the people who stand for, are at least supposed to stand for justice for all. You know,
the people that are supposed to watch over our communities,
exactly.
People that are supposed to teach our children, like,
yeah, these all of these elements. They're all of these elements to racism and racial tension in our communities, because it is the teachers, it is the hospitals, it is the police, it is the government. It's all different elements that have this ingrained racism, like, that's intertwined into the fibers of who they
subtly
are.
Or in your face loudly.
It's in the fiber of how they operate and who they are. And in order to untangle that fiber, we can't just take a hatchet to it and hope the hatchet's gonna is gonna solve the problem. What we gotta do is we gotta patiently unhook each and every one of those fibers and rework them to what we need them to be for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we could protest all we want. We could do all those things and loot in the streets and hit up Target and do all these things
hit up
that
Jeep. See someone stole 2 Jeeps.
Yeah, steal some Jeeps. You could do all that, but that's all counterintuitive and counterproductive. That's not what we need right now as a people and as a population. We need to come together. We need to come together, and we need to
really make, as everybody wants to take away, all lives matter. Like, you know, all lives don't matter if black lives don't matter.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to come together as a people and take down the man. But we can't do it with a hatchet. You know, you get more honey
use your
with
voting power.
Yeah, use your voting power.
Use your
you
dollar,
catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Support black-owned businesses. You know, there's many ways that you can get your voice and your input on these things. And like you were saying, if you want to really fundamentally change these systems, you have to do it in a more direct way where every person can input to that by voting, by using your black dollar, like I'm saying. And I think those are more effective ways. Protesting is great, but
it's not the only thing. It's not what's gonna. It's not gonna induce change. Like, it could start it. Yes, it could induce change.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna lead us all the way to the justice and the change that we want.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, protests. You know, loot with discretion.
Stop it.
Like, don't go hitting up the stores.
Loot with discretion.
Hit a light post or something. Like, if you got some anger, like, hit an inanimate object that, whatever. But just
loot with discretion. Stop it. We did not say that on this show just now.
I said with discretion. I
said with discretion. Oh, that was relieving. I feel like I got some shit off my chest. And, whether this goes out there and makes a difference or it doesn't, just at the end of the day, like, racism, it's
an actual thing. It's
a thing. It's real. It's in Canada. It's in the States. It's all over the world. And we need to do what we can do in our power, whatever's possible for us, to put a stop to it. And if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem.
Plain
That's
and
it.
simple.
Plain and simple.
Like, take this time. Like, you know, people are technically still supposed to be on COVID lockdown. Like, take this time to educate yourself. Not just the last couple of years education, or educate yourself. Go back, way back into 16, 19. Like, go back and just look at what they've done
To our people.
to our people.
Yeah.
It's not pretty. If you think 9 minutes on a neck is bad,
Yeah, see some of the lynchings.
see the lynchings and the gatherings of people to watch lynchings like it's entertainment.
Mm.
You know, our people have been oppressed a very long time, physically, mentally,
Spiritually, emotionally.
all through and through. And I don't think, I mean, it's just my thought, but I don't think any other, you know, race has been through all four of those together.
No.
And if they have, they've overcome at least one or two.
That's true.
Very true.
They haven't had all four for years and years and years. So, is that how we're ending, guys? Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives.
Black Lives
Black
Matter.
Lives Matter.
And mattering is the minimum. It's the minimum. It's the minimum. I should have found that thing. It's the minimum. It's more than matter. Everyone more than matters. We belong, you know.
And safety and security and,
Yeah.
you know, where our lives aren't at risk
They're precious.
just by stepping
they're
out
valuable.
out of our homes. And yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it for now.
One more time. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud. Yeah.
All right,
So, do you want to sign us off?
I'll sign us off. So, if you guys would like to reach us, we could be reached at dysh@daintydysh.com. That's DYSH at DAINTY DYSH.com. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
Jeff Survive Reserve 5.
and if you're listening to us on any other streaming service, thank you so very much. Like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to get a hold of me and Onika, you could look for us on Instagram at our joint one, which is the Dainty Dish Podcast. So it's DAINTYDYSHPODCAST. And if you want to reach me separately, my handle is That Mother Bad. So that's THATMUVABADXO. And if you'd like to reach Onika independently, hers is
Best of Onika. It's BESTOFONIKA.
And that is that.
And Elliot.
And Elliot, yes.
Oh yeah, and mine is its.LOITS.ELLO. Give me a follow, guys.
Yep. Please. All of us
Right.
follows. Like, stay in the loop.
Yes, for sure. Pretty dark topic. We went dark side for a
We
minute
went
there.
dark
We
to
went
bring
dark
things
side.
to light, though.
Yeah, to bring
So-
things to light. And I hope that brings things to light on your Wednesday. So with that said, I hope you have yourselves a very, very, very happy hump day.